Okay. It's Halloween, yay! Candies, costumes, horror films and stuff, boom! The Angry Video Game Nerd episode is also upon us. We have an Angry Video Game episode. This one's Freddy and Jason Commodore 64. Is there more Freddy and Jason games to go over? Especially the Commodore 64 games? I got this video up here, and it says it takes 15 years later. 15 years? It's been 15 years. Oh yeah, those videos came out in 2006, right? Damn, that's quite a long time.
How about that? It's been 15 years since our very first Halloween special, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. And in all those years since, one of the more interesting things that have come along to celebrate those shitty games were the NECA figures. They're action figures, but not from the movies, the NES versions.
Look at that. Jason's purple, just like in the game, which further begs the question. Why was he purple to begin with? What were they thinking? Might as well have Grimace in a hockey mask. They even have the infamous death screen on there. You and your friends are dead. Game over. And Freddy, as you can see, is in the same obnoxious neon orange. Very scary. And it has the classic Freddy trademark, is dead.
Well, anyway, we have some games to look at. Did you know there existed a Freddy and Jason game on the Commodore 64? Yeah, if you thought the NES versions were bad, wait till you see these. But first, I want to show you some other horror games on the Commodore 64.
Wait.
Like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I can't believe a game like this existed.
Wait. Psycho, a black and white movie, has got a video game adaptation years later. This is like Jaws Unleashed right here.
Let's see if I can get it to load.
What's with the music? It's been a while since we've seen the Commodore
I've waited
64.
all these years, locked in this hellhole with your stupid ass. That nerd, he had forgotten about our shitty games. And being forgotten is a bitch. But now, when he remembers the fear, that will give us power. That's our ticket back to the real world. And we'll make that nerd pay for what he's done to us.
Well, Psycho is pretty disappointing.
Not because it's one of those keyboard command search-based games, which I suck at, but because it has very little to do with the movie. You're a detective in a stereotypical Sherlock Holmes outfit, I presume, searching the Bates Motel for stolen jewels. In the attic, you do encounter Norman and his dead mother, but that's about the extent of it. How about Ghostbusters? Remember how much the NES version sucked? Driving around, running out of gas, collecting money to buy equipment when it should have just been about zapping ghosts? Well, the Commodore 64 version takes it a step further. As soon as you start the game, you're assaulted with this boring wall of text. You have to buy the car? Shouldn't you just start with the Ecto-1? Which one is it? I'm no car expert, so I picked the first one, and I end up with Herbie the Love Bug. Well, fuck this shit. So I tried a game called Slimer. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Food!
Oh, come on. You're just going over the games. I can understand going over Psycho briefly because there's not much to it. Because it's just a text-based game and such. But you're just going to skip...
Food's flying everywhere! Eat it! Eat it! Eat it!
I don't even know if this game was officially based on Ghostbusters, or it just so happened to feature a green floating glob called Slimer. But at least it's somewhat of a game. Next up, Evil Dead. Yes, an Evil Dead game on Commodore 64. You have to use a lot of imagination here. I think this is Ash, the Bruce Campbell character, or it's the top of a runaway sink. I don't know. This is the cabin. There's the fireplace. And this thing, oh, it's one of those swinging porch chairs. Wow.
I think.
They tried. The object is to defeat all the Deadites. You can pick up weapons, but when you attack, your arms are invisible. Am I hitting him, or is he hitting me? You can even close doors and windows to stop them from entering. And when you die, the screen bugs out.
Groovy. Well, that exists. I guess let's try the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Come on, nerd. Play our games. Do it
He has the exact same reaction like I do. That happened.
now.
Well, it's Rocky Horror. It doesn't matter what I say about it. It's just the fact it exists. You take control of Brad or Janet, arriving at the castle and meeting all the wild characters. If you're familiar with the cult film, you'll enjoy the fact that it has the time warp music. That
I never watched the movie.
To serve up another spooky treat, we have The Munsters, based on the Monster sitcom. You might be wondering what the plot of a Munsters game could possibly be. Well, it's based on the episode where Lily Munster is busy running around the house shooting glowing orbs at zombies and floating skull bats. That was a good one. But hey, it's playable, and the whole time I'm sitting here with a smile thinking, I'm playing The Munsters. It even has the music. That always counts for something. Were there any Gremlins games on Commodore? Well, take your pick. There's Gremlins the Adventure, which is one of those guess which word to type in kind of games. At least the graphics are cool, that they tried their best to depict scenes from the movie. The other Gremlins game I came across is action-based. You take control of Billy, I presume, hacking up gremlins with his sword. Yeah, well, there is a sword in one scene of the film, but damn, maybe Billy should have kept that sword throughout the rest of the movie. Maybe then he wouldn't have been such a wuss. His mom, on the other hand, was badass. She killed almost every gremlin in that house. I think if you make a Gremlins game, she should be the main character. But forget about the movie-based games. What you want is stuff like this. Soulless. You're some motherfucking monster going around in a goddamn dungeon, laying waste to inferior monsters. The backgrounds are surprisingly detailed, with horned demon heads and shit. This is metal. But the jumping kind of sucks. What can you do? Next up is Chiller. At first, I thought it was going to be based on that ultra-gory crosshair shooter arcade, the one that got a tamed-down, crappy port on NES. But this game is totally different. You're hopping around this garbled mess collecting tombstones. When you get them all, you advance to the next level, which is a movie theater, and on the screen is the level you were just playing. So you were just inside a movie. That is a video game twist I've never seen, back in the days of Commodore at least. Very innovative. But you haven't seen anything until you've seen Weird Dreams. You want to know about this guy's weird dream? He was in some kind of machine. He jumped and then got transported to a carnival where a giant bee came and grabbed him by the crotch. By the crotch! And then he woke up in some kind of hospital with creepy people looking over him.
In the hospital. Okay.
Whoa.
That was creepy.
That is genuinely scary.
Yeah.
Wish I could get more of this game to work, but it keeps on glitching. Well, let's move on to the big one. Friday the 13th, the computer game. It says on the back of the box, before playing the game, make sure that you close and lock all doors, windows, and curtains, turn off all lights, use a candle if necessary, make sure Granny isn't in the room, and set the computer volume at maximum.
Granny in the
That's a
room.
bit extra work. But hey, it'll help me kill some time while the game loads.
A Commodore cassette?
Why is there always lightning in my room? Anyway, I'll be right back.
You're free, Jason, but don't kill him yet. Wait for me.
All right, I'm all set. I did everything the box said. I just got to turn the volume up here. Or not.
Light the candle and then you turn it off.
Well, they certainly put a lot of effort into creating a whole cast of characters who you'll never care about. They even went through the trouble of giving each of them bios. And as far as I remember, none of them were from the movies. In the manual, it even has photos, like some kind of yearbook. Who are these people? The game designers, maybe? Daryl Peters, called Dip by his friends. Daryl doesn't take life seriously and just wants a laugh. As you can see, the graphics are nothing much to applaud or complain about. The floors are gray, the ground is gray, everything is just as bland as ever, but at least there's a lot to explore. Yeah, Camp Crystal Lake has cemeteries, barns, churches, pretty much everything except a lake.
Well, that was random and scary.
The goal is to stop Jason from killing all the camp counselors, which he can do off-screen, and each time one of them's killed, they change to a gravestone. So you're supposed to lure the counselors away from Jason. If you grab a cross and put it in a room, that room becomes the sanctuary, so if you lead the counselors there, they're safe.
What kind of sense does that make? Jason's scared of a cross now? Like Dracula? No, Jason would see that cross and all he'd think is it's something else he could use to stab people with.
I can't wait to be stabbing you, nerd! Hurry up and play my game!
But this game does not lack weapons. This campground has axes, pitchforks, and spears just laying all over the place. You can pick one up at a time. I don't know if it even matters which one you pick.
I'd pick the shovel, not the pick, because the shovel's my pick.
You don't want to pick the pick because the pick is a pick and the shovel isn't a pick. If you pick the shovel isn't a pick.
So I have a weapon. I still haven't seen Jason anywhere. So I got restless, and I started killing random people.
That is the most high-pitched, blood-curdling scream I have ever heard in a game. That'll perk your pets up, wake your neighbors. If you turn that up loud, it'll destroy your senses. But damn, let's hear that again. Yeah, again. Oh my god, it's like, ah! Oh man, that is amazing. That is the best scream of any game ever.
I'm gonna make you scream!
It's addicting. It's like your reward for murdering. Anytime you do it, you get to hear that hilarious shriek. I also love how the bodies stay on the ground, and if you return to the site, the game remembers to keep the body there. Wow, I think I found the true goal of this game. Kill all the counselors before Jason does. Challenge his body count. See who's the real slasher king of Camp Crystal Lake. Where is Jason anyway?
You're not gonna believe this. Is Jason purple or pink, polka dotted? No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing you could even make up. Check this out.
And of course you had to put in the freaking ad to add to the suspense. Fuck you!
Jason is dead.
Did you miss it? I killed Jason. Look again.
That is Jason. All along, he's been disguised as one of the counselors.
Oh, dude. How do I handle this one?
It says Friday the 13th or Among Us. Jeez. I think it's safe to say Among Us ripped off this game. But seriously, that's what Jason looks like? And also, I'm pretty sure Jason doesn't do this. I'm pretty sure Jason's not the impossible. He would just be killing and killing and killing and killing and killing.
This begs so many questions. First of all, how is that supposed to be Jason?
He looks just like a normal guy. Oh, but he's wearing black clothing, so that makes him Jason. Where's the hockey mask? Even the back of the box mentions the mask, and it's on the damn cover. But why isn't he wearing it? I guess because he couldn't fit it under his rubber face disguise. And why is his real face so normal? You ever seen what Jason's real face looks like in the movies?
Yeah?
It's quite distinct. How does Jason disguise himself? Especially when it's a girl. Does he put on a wig and a bathing suit? Oh, that would have been a great scene.
Maybe it's based on the first movie when Jason wasn't the killer. Or maybe it's not Jason Voorhees. It's some other guy that just happened to be named Jason. Or maybe the game is just called Friday the 13th, but it's unrelated. Kind of like that TV show that nobody cared about.
Wait, what?
Or maybe, just maybe, the game fucking sucks.
The funniest thing about this is that the...
Wait a minute, was there a Friday the 13th series that no one cares or mentions?
best strategy to find out which of the counselors is Jason is to kill first and ask questions later. And it works! Just kill everyone in sight. Sooner or later, you'll get them. The game rewards you for such an extreme rash decision. Now, that should be a movie plot. The counselor kills everyone on the assumption they could be Jason, and thus becomes an even worse killer than Jason. What a twist.
This is the least accurate movie-to-game adaptation I have ever seen. This couldn't be any less faithful to the films if the soundtrack had Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
The least accurate video game ever made?
Maybe you laughed at that comment about the soundtrack having Old MacDonald Had a Farm, or maybe you only got a minor chuckle out of it, or maybe you felt indifferent about it. But one thing's for sure, you're certain that I'm joking. That would be a very rational way of thinking. But the strange thing is, I'm not joking.
What?
I am dead fucking serious. What I have heard with my own ears is a Friday the 13th game that has Old MacDonald at a fucking farm!
Jason Voorhees had a farm. And on that farm he killed a guy. With a here and a here. Jason Voorhees had a farm. Are you gonna sing Old MacDonald, or are you gonna play my game, bitch?
Why? That's like playing ABCs with a xenomorph or something.
Now that's the perfect score to go along with people getting murdered over assumptions that they're an immortal serial killer. That should have been in the movies.
I freaking hate the eye shots.
Old MacDonald is one of several unlikely songs to be featured in this game. There's the Wedding March, for example. But things get weirder. Check out the manual.
Variety is the word here. Friday the 13th, the computer game, has snatches of music familiar to everyone. Try to name them all.
So it's a Name That Tune game? On top of being a slasher villain game? I'm genuinely perplexed. In that way, you could put whatever random bullshit you want in anything. That'd be like if I scattered random lol dolls all over the episode for no reason, just to be completely random, just to say later, hey, did you catch all 5? And yeah, I call them lol dolls. Lol dolls. Wow.
Okay, that is brilliant.
That is a bleeding severed head with a machete planted in it in a 1986 video game. That is absolutely stunning. Okay, this game rules, and the manual is a gold mine.
The 2 blood capsules included free with this package are non-toxic and contain red sugar, which forms simulated blood when placed in the mouth.
This game included blood capsules? Where are they? Where? Oh, I guess somebody already used them back in '86. Man, this game keeps getting more and more interesting.
You're not gonna need blood capsules when I get there. How long is this review gonna be?
Win a color monitor? All you have to do to win your Eureka monitor is to listen to the 10 sound effects recorded on your Friday the 13th tape after the computer game?
There's audio on this cassette?
Welcome to the Friday the 13th Horror Sound Effect Competition. You can win a Eureka monitor, which you can touch.
Write the number of each sound in the box opposite the most appropriate description? Finally, imagine what it would be like to own your own software house and decide what name you would give it? 5 entrants with the most dynamic and descriptive names will receive the prizes?
Shithouse Productions. Anyway, I spent way too much time here, so let's move on to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Friday the 13th on Commodore 64. It's really special, isn't it?
Yes, now you're playing with power.
And now we're back at the floppy disk and stuff. What's with the cassette?
You start this thing up, and right away, you got the cast of characters. Actual characters from Part 3. So this game is based on the Dream Warriors, sort of like the NES version. You start off from a bird's eye view as this little tiny white figure. I feel like I've seen this same pixelated character in other old video games. I bet if you had 20 of these little guys, it could be an old football game or something. The goal here is that you're looking for Freddy's house, just to see if he's home, I guess, and he happens to live in one of the most confusing housing developments. Probably has courts and lanes and Unit A1, B2.
Oh, Freddy's ready already. He's rock steady when he's in the Serengeti. He's chopping off your heady with machete.
He's massive. If I was walking around the neighborhood and this giant dude comes at me, I'd be like, I'm done, just get me. So I find Freddy's house, and it just looks like any other ordinary house on the block. Then I get a message saying that I've done well,
Except with treeless leaves?
but I now must seek my friends. You'd never know it, but looking at the manual, it's supposed to be Amanda Kruger, Freddy's mom, talking to you. Now,
Wait,
all of
what?
a sudden, your character starts to look more like a fleshed-out human being. The interior of Freddy's house is a maze of purple walls, and level 3 is like you're walking around giant slabs of green jello. All throughout the game, you encounter stock enemies like skeletons and ghosts. Yep, we're in another edition of Boo Haunted House. There's hardly any sound in this game. You do get to hear the Freddy music at the start of each level. But during the gameplay, it's dead silent, except for a few sound effects here and there. It even tells you what it is you're supposed to be hearing. You hear Kristen screaming in agony in the distance? Geez, you couldn't actually have a scream? Like in Friday the 13th? You collect weapons and items because, hey, isn't that what all video games were about? You run around picking up junk.
Yeah, that's what the 80s were all about. As kids, we were always carrying around a baseball bat, a magnet, some keys, holy water, magic dagger, you know.
Somewhere you can get a gun, but what would a gun do against an immortal, soul-stealing killer who invades your dreams? Well, I think we're in the dream already, so maybe it's a dream gun. When you collect ammo, it says bullets taken. The terminology just doesn't seem right. Saying I took a bullet carries a much more serious implication.
That'd be like if you were on a plane and the pilot said, "We're going down," but he meant to say, "We're making our descent."
You can even get coffee cups, and as the game says, the coffee restores your soul.
A coffee restores your... a coffee restores your soul?
That's how I feel about coffee. We need a shirt of that.
I bet you've seen all these coffee shirts that are out there. Some are mildly amusing, while others are straight up stupid. But they all share one thing. They express a love of coffee. Well, how about one from the Commodore 64 Nightmare on Elm Street that says, use coffee to restore your soul? Some parts you have to pull a lever, but you'll barely notice it amongst all these cracks in the wall. Alright, kill the ghost. Oh wait, what just happened?
A fatal disk error has occurred. Well, there's not much else to see in this game, but the manual has a tech support number. I think I'll call it.
That was not gonna work, or first gonna call. Okay, that pumpkin looks out of place.
Nightmare on Elm Street tech support. What's your issue?
I'm having a problem with my Commodore freezing up.
Okay, I'm happy to help. I just need a little more information. Do you want a slow death or eternal life in hell? Ha ha! Ha ha! Time to experience a fatal error, nerd!
Oh, we're doing this stop motion thing?
I'm gonna chop you to kilobits! Oh, ha, ha, ha! Ha, ha, ha! Free, you bastard! Oh!
Yeah. Yeah.
No! No! Oh! Oh! No!
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't really like that skit. Oh, why? Oh, I completely forgot. This is 199 episodes.
Fuck.
Okay, that skit at the end was fucking stupid. Okay, I really didn't like that the nerd just went over games very quickly. Also, they should have called this Commodore 64 horror game adaptations or something. Freddy and Jason have the most enough time, while the other games, we just spent like 30 seconds. And Friday the 13th, there's just some things in that game that are priceless. Oh, McDonald had a farm? Really? Ugh. That's probably one of the most inappropriate music. Screw everything. Also, the nerd has 200 episodes. What was the 100th episode like? Is it Rob the Robot? Oh, yeah, that's Rob the Robot. I don't see what's so special about Rob the Robot. And was there seriously a Friday the 13th TV series? Friday the 13th, this series. Oh, that did exist. There's the TV series. They go to an antique store, learn some curse. After giving away cursed antiques, the trio work together to recover them to put them back into safety of the shop's vault. That is not Friday the 13th! And Jason doesn't appear in the game? WTF! Well, I might as well just end this video by asking a question. What would be the most inappropriate music to play with a horror monster or horror killer? Like, just put in any inappropriate happy music and stuff and put that down in the comments. Me, I'm thinking about AVZs with a Xenomorph. If you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing. I hope you have a good day or night and have a happy Halloween.